All right, everyone, just close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. And see if you could just observe your mind. What's it saying? Is it in the past or the future? And if you can observe your mind, then ask yourself, who is the one observing the mind? And you are that, the eternal witness within, not the mind, not the body, pure awareness, abiding eternally in peace, happiness, joy, bliss, and love. And whenever you're ready, just open your eyes and see if you could do that a few times throughout the day as a gentle reminder of your true self. Make sure to follow along and do the letting go exercises as well. That's in, I believe, the second video, as well as the forgiveness process as well would be very helpful to do. Um, Most people need it, although would benefit from it. Although periodically, there may be a few people that could just go right to mind observation, and that's the main thing. The main thing is to be able to split the mind from the true self and identify with this and observe the mind, and eventually you'll come to a place where emotions, you'll be able to observe emotions that arise, come and go, and still um, abide in the true self in perfect peace, harmony, joy, bliss, love, while you're able to watch these emotions. So that's the main premise towards realizing the self. And so last time we spoke about brainwaves a little bit, and how um, as a child we're in a slower brainwave state, and as we grow older we're in faster brainwave states. And during these slower brainwave states we're in very suggestible type of state, akin to hypnosis, which falls in the 4 to 8 hertz range of theta brainwave state. And so this is what um, causes all these emotional scars and traumas to really solidify within the energy field of uh, the body. And so these replay as we go on over and over again as cyclical, repetitive thoughts, and most of those are self-defeating negative thoughts. And so what we want to do is not identify with them. These techniques will also, um, by observing them rather than identifying with them, they will fall off. They will get more and more quiet until eventually they go silent. And then when you do the letting go and the forgiveness, these actually accelerate that process, and you're able to blast through and realize the self very quickly. I mean, one could do it in a matter of a few hours actually, to get to a place that's very, very good. And um, yeah. So today's topic that we're going to talk about is love. So the product of realizing the self, you're in this state of peace, of equanimity, of um, love is what it feels like. You're in just this state of everlasting, unconditional love. And it has nothing to do with love outside of oneself coming from anything, like the attachment sort of form of love that we're taught. It's something that just blossoms from within. And so we can use this as an equation. So if the product of realizing the self is love, we could go to love to increase the realization of the self. So let's start from the end and then go backwards. So this video is going to be about love. And so when we talk about love here, we're talking about a divine force that flows through everything, that is everything. We're talking about God inherently. God is love. There's a famous quote, biblical quote from that says God is love and we are love. it, that's our inherent nature. Our divine self is love. And so, how do we access that love? So, one of the highest forms of love is through compassion, loving kindness. And compassion is really one of the main tenets of major religions that talk about um, kindness and compassion and loving kindness, especially when you look at the Eastern religions such as Buddhism and all that, and they call it compassion one of the highest forms of love, and it is really a love for humankind and a love found on the well-being of others. So one way to develop compassion is to put yourself in another person's shoes and feel what they feel. And this is where the forgiveness technique works really effective in developing compassion. Lots and lots of compassion, where you automatically just start loving other people almost automatically. But you could do this yourself with anything. No matter where you're at, what you're doing, as long as there's people there, you don't even need people. You could see pictures or videos. And so, one way to do it is, so there's motivational speakers that are disabled, and so like some may not have limbs or anything, and you could feel a lot of compassion just watching them, or even anyone that's disabled. Disabled individuals can help us develop a lot of compassion. All you have to do is put yourself in their shoes, see what they see, feel what they felt, and that really helps. And um, the importance of this is because we are everyone and everyone is us. So we are all each other. So this is very vital to um, get to a place of loving kindness or compassion for all living beings, for everything, even animals. Animals are great, uh, not tools, but great companions for developing love and compassion and kindness. And there's the love languages. There's 5 love languages I would be remiss not to talk about, and it's time, touch, words, gifts, and service. So, all these ways are ways we can express love. So, when you spend time with someone, um, that's a precious commodity that um, is not infinite, at least in our current existence as in these human bodies. So, spending time with someone is very a great way to show love. Touch. So, touch can be a kiss, a hug, a handshake, a high five. It could be anything, a pat on the back. So, touch is a very a great way to show love as well. Words. Words can hurt or they can help. Words can create or they can destroy. Words are very powerful. Um, a lot of people speak negatively about others and about the self. And what this does is actually, I've tested this in the neurofeedback chamber, is if you speak negative words, that increases the beta brainwave state. So you're taking yourself further away from your eternal witness within your God self, your inherent nature of love. And so when you speak negatively about yourself, or anyone for that matter, because we are all each other having an experience in this world. We're all drops from the same ocean. And so words, you want to say kind words. One of the tricks that I've used in the past is just to, you could go to a sporting event where you're able to cheer for someone or the other team, and you just say nonstop positive words, and this will really increase your vibratory frequency to a loving state. And so you just say really helpful words like, great job, you got this, here you go, good job, here you go, nice job, awesome, here you go, awesome. You just say positive words, and that really helps to uplift the frequency of the self and others around. And so that's words. And then gifts. And gifts can be a little bit shallow, or it can be a little bit creative. I mean, um, gifts not necessarily implying money. Um, it could be a love letter. It could be a gift. It could be roses. You could buy some flowers. Um, you could do something as a gift, but that would be a gift. Like you can make something, bake something. Um, gifts are pretty good. Gifts are what we're taught from a young age, from birthday presents to Christmas gifts. And it's not the most ideal to rely on love or a form of happiness through gifts or material possessions. It's maybe the lowest form of the five, but we'll see. The most highest form, and this is the final one, with service. Service to others, very, very powerful. Maybe one of the most powerful forms of love we can express to others is by serving others. You serve yourself because we are all each other. So serve others, serve your pets. You ever feed your dog or your cat or your rat or your alpaca or your cheetah or your tiger or whatever you got, and you feed it with loving kindness, and you immerse yourself in the experience, in the moment, and you become that which you give. You become that expression of love, of the divine. And so you can merge with that experience, with that highest self that we are. You can merge with that. And that is another way to train yourself to feel and express and become love. And so all that helps you ground in the present state as well. So your mind can't be thinking about the past or in the future. You have to be focused on the present. The present is very important. That's why it's a present, as you actually step outside of time by being in the present. Um, and so yeah, that's love. And so we can realize the self through love. And if you live your entire life based upon the love languages or love in general, then you will realize the self much faster. When you hate others, you hate yourself. When you love others, you love yourself. And when it's all reciprocated, what you give out, you will receive. So if you give love, you will receive love back. But if you give out hate and disunity and stress and anxiety and discomfort to others, then you will get that back, because we are all inherently one. And that's it. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll expound upon some other topics in a short while. And thank you for being here. Have a nice day.